Okay, so this question was, how do I navigate menus using arrow keys? We showed how to put buttons and stuff like that on the screen. So this will be a quick tutorial on how to show you how to do that. And this is pretty much a blank 2D Unity template. I've got one little image in here that we're going to use to make our selections. So first thing I'm going to do is put some text on the screen so we know what we're actually doing, what we're trying to select. And like we've been doing in the past with our canvas, change it to screen space camera and scale with screen size. And then we'll set our render camera to our main camera. And if that is kind of a foreign topic to you, then check some of the other tutorials where we spent a little bit more time on it. I'm going to change the background color of my camera to white so we can see this a little better. And here's our new text. So I will call this is just going to be like a level selection menu that we can use with the arrow keys. And this will be level 1. And I'll duplicate it down. This will be like level 2, and we'll do one more, and this will be level 3. And then we're gonna have, so this is the idea. We're gonna come to this menu, and this little star is gonna be the indicator of what we actually have selected. So let me drag this thing up, and I'm gonna scale it down just a little bit. That way it actually kind of matches up. So this is the idea. We're going to hit the arrow key, and this little star is going to jump, down to these different ones. And then when we hit enter or any other key, we're going to jump to that level. That's the idea. So what we really need to do is write a script, and every time we see the down arrow on the down press, we will move it to the next spot, and then we'll also keep track of the index of where we're at. And that way, when the enter key is pressed, we can go to that level. So let's create a C# script to handle all this. We'll call it button navigation. That's that. And I will attach this thing to our little star. Is this our star? Yeah. And open that up. Hold on one sec. All right, there we go. Much better. Now you can see the code. And so we'll have a couple things in here. We'll have an int index equals 0. This is the index of our little star. We'll have about int total levels equals, we'll just say 3. We'll make this public. And you can go in and make this a little bit more intelligent later if you want to. And then we'll say public float y offset equals 1f. And this is going to be the amount that we increment or decrement our little pointer on the screen. We can change this when we go back. So we're going to look for two things here. We will say if input dot get key down key code dot up down arrow, then we'll move our star down if only if it can go down. So if index is less than or equal to total levels 0, 1, 2, -1. Say it's less than total levels -1. Because what that means is if we are at a 2, so are the indexes of our 3 choices. We have 3 choices here. This is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. So if we are at a 0, we can move down. If we're at a 1, we can move down. If we're at a 2, we cannot. So if we're less than 2, we can move down. We'll say index plus plus, and then which will increment our levels. Then we'll say transform. We have to move our y value. Remember, this is attached to our little star. So we have to increment the y value of our little star. So just like we've done in the past, vector2 position equals transform dot position, and then we'll say position dot y plus equals y offset. That, and then transform dot position equals position. That. And then we need to also move up. So that should get us to move down. Let's see. We'll also do the move up. So copy that. And if we're getting the up arrow, and if index is greater than 0, we can move up, which is essentially moving down. Kind of confusing. Index is greater than 0. So if the index is greater than 0, we can move in this direction, which is actually going down levels, but we're pushing the up arrow. Confusing, yeah, I know, but that's all right. This is just an example, so you can structure this however you want. And then this is going to be a minus equals offset. All right, so let's see what happens when we run this. Here we go. And, oops, did I have that backwards? Looks like I had that backwards, yes. This should be a minus, so I'm hitting the down arrow to move down, and this should be a plus to go up. Small difference, but important. So let me run it again. I'll hit the down arrow. There we go down. There we go down. I'll hit up. I can hit up as much as I want. I'm not going to go over the top. Down as much as I want. It doesn't matter. Looks like our jumping is a little bit much, so I'm just going to come over here. Here's our script. I'll say our y offset is like a 0.8, and maybe that'll line up a little bit better. Yeah, that looks good. So now here we are with our arrows selecting our levels, and then the only thing that we need to do is check and see if the enter key is pressed. So if input.get key down, oops, key code.enter, return, let's do return. So then in this case we have to just jump to our level, and so I don't have all the levels loaded, but I'll just show you how to write the code to do that. So we need to use our scene management, which I've shown in a different tutorial, and you can find that one if you want to, but I'll just put it in here really quick. So Unity engine.scene management, and then we can load our scenes. So we can say, and in here, you can take any action you want, but assuming you were trying to jump levels, you can say scene manager dot load scene, and we can say in here the scene name. So we can say something like if index equals 0, you might want to go to load scene level 1, whatever you called it, something like this. And you would just put this in here. You put it in a switch statement, or else ifs, doesn't really matter. If the index is 1, maybe you want to go to level 2. And you could do this using the build index too if you want to. But for this example, this is just a little bit quicker, so we don't have to add all these scenes. If you go to level 3. And that's really it. So that will get you through your menus up and down. And then once you hit return, it's going to load these levels. I don't have these levels in my project, so it's not going to do anything if I run it right now. But assuming you had levels named these 3 things, then you could get through it and load those levels. But real quick, we made up and down arrows so we could go through and select these, and a little bit of code to jump to these levels when you actually select them. So that's the end of that one.